actually done this video like 4 times now. Actually, I think it's closer to 10, but okay. Hello everybody, we're going to be talking about genetic mutations. I have a few talking points down here on my computer, which is what my phone is set up on. And so I'm going to be looking down here to be reading what I'm trying to convey. But what we are going to be talking about is genetic mutations and how it can affect things and how we have them and all of that really fun conversation topic. So a genetic mutation is when there is... A genetic mutation, or a mutation in general, is usually a problem when nucleotides. So when that happens, it can completely affect the entire body, organism, or whatever we are talking about. And I'm going to be talking about humans because I'm a human and I know a little bit more about humans than I do know about plants. But I feel like because we're talking about a very wide conversation of genetic mutation just in general, a lot of what I'm saying can be applied to plants. So what happens, there are 3 usual ways of which we have genetic mutations, and that can be a complication in the meiosis. It can be errors in the replication for DNA processing, and it can be an environmental factor. So I'm going to start with replication errors. So when we have DNA, and it's like a strand, right? So when we have DNA, we're going to have it, let's just say that this is DNA. So in the DNA, we're going to be having like cytosine, guanine, adenine, thymine, all of those fun bases that make up DNA. Well, and we break them down into genes, which are the small little sections, and usually it comes in 3s. And in that, we will have then a blue pen because this is thymine, this is guaisine, together with thymine in the middle, will create a blue pen. Now, if I say take this out and exchange I don't remember what I said this was, but we'll just say that this was the thymine, and we change it out and take instead another guanine, it would no longer be a blue pen. It would then be a red pen, or a blue or green pen, or whatever other color pen, because it is a different organism because you were putting in a different cartridge. So that being said, with that little bit of background information, I want you to think about what can happen in the translation and transcription process. There's transcription. You have to have RNA write down whatever they're trying to do, and then they bring it to tRNA, and then they create the new DNA strand. In the transcription process, I'm going to say that they're like people and that they even have mess-ups too, but it's very rare when this happens. Say they're trying to have like AGC, right? This is what they want to have. If they then accidentally write it down in the guanine process as instead of A, U, and then C, G, that's a completely different code than TCG, which is what it was supposed to be. That little discrepancy can cause a completely different gene, just like the difference of a blue pen and a red pen has a completely different color. Yes, they're both pens, but they're different pens, and different pens can have different functions. Sorry for all the weird pausing. I have to drink a lot of water because I screamed at Endgame, so now my voice is not doing the best. The other type of genetic mutation one of the others can be a mutation from environmental factors. So in this one specific case, and I will have sources be printed out with my video, pyrethroid is a pesticide, and it has been affecting boys' puberty growth, and it's been speeding it up. And that is a genetic mutation because, sorry, my dog. That is a genetic mutation because it is affecting the nucleotides, and it is small things like that that can... Sorry, my dog is gonna break something. Oh my god, give me a sec. Jeremy, come here. In this genetic mutation, it can cause long-term problems for puberty being quickened. So the article states that early puberty increases the risk of diseases in adulthood, for example, testicular cancer in men and breast cancer for women. Early puberty can also stunt growth and cause behavioral problems. With that information, I want you to think about how pesticides are affecting us and how we need to take a better look at how we're handling things. But also know that pesticides, yes, they kill bugs, but they're also affecting our bodies, causing a genetic mutation because they are unlocking that part in the genes that say when puberty should go. They're unlocking it and making it go really fast, which is, again, a problem because it can cause cancers and stunt growth, and your brain won't process because your body is all messed up. It's a problem. And it is a genetic mutation because it is your genes that say when you are going to have puberty. Because, you could probably ask your mom or dad, depending on what your sex or gender identity is, your puberty probably started similarly to their puberty, around the same age. And I'm not saying, yes, puberty is, 9 to 12. I'm saying that I got my first period. I'm saying that my friend told me she got her first period, so I was reading one of her texts. She said she got her first period at 9 and her mom got her first period at 9. That is a genetic code saying when puberty should start for their organism's bodies to continue. That can be affected. I'm sorry, my dog is having a field day right now. That can be affected because of the pethritazole, because of the pesticide. The pesticide is causing problems. The pesticide is an outside source affecting the organism's genetic code and speeding things up. The last thing that I'm going to talk about is a change in meiosis, which is usually a chromosomal mutation. And I've been told, from our, jokes, terrible jokes, more than one chromosome, less than chromosomes, etc. The most normal case of having extra chromosomes is intersex beings. So people who have XYX chromosomes or XXY chromosomes or XYY chromosomes, their body can have both male and female attributes, which is usually called hermaphrodites, but the nicer way of saying it is intersex. So intersex people can look however they want, sound however they want. Sorry, my dog is freaking out. He has really bad anxiety. Intersex people can look, sound, and completely present as male or female or somewhere in the middle, but they still have these other chromosomes inside of their body, and it doesn't really affect them, but that is still a genetic mutation in the meiosis process. Oh man, this was so much better in my head. I hope you understood a lot of the rambling. I hope you learned a little bit because, nothing I ever say makes sense to me after I rewatch it back. So I really hope that it was more than just 8 minutes of rambling. But anyway, thank you. Have a good day.